Human Rights Day. Will you be a torchbearer with me today? What does Human Rights Day mean to me? Honestly, I have to think about this one carefully. Traditionally, Human Rights Day is a national day that is commemorated annually on the 21st of March to remind us of the sacrifices made to bring democracy to South Africa. The Sharpeville events of 21st of March 1960 was a watershed moment in the history of South Africa. It did not immediately bring the changes hoped for, but it was a turning point in the fight for a better tomorrow. Or was it? Many believed it was a political fight, and it was, but it was so much more. It was a fight for the right to freedom of speech, the right to have access to economic resources, the right for quality education, medical care, water, sanitation. It ultimately comes down to the fight for the right to be seen as humans and to be treated with respect and dignity. It was a fight that was not supposed to be a fight, as we are all humans and equal, and the fact that it happened is a tragic reminder of just how low human beings can go. But for me, the bigger tragedy is that 62 years that have lapsed since 1960, not that much has changed. As a society, there are still fundamental inequalities, where far too many are still trapped in a time warp, where they are still denied access to many of the things you and I take for granted. As a society, can we really call ourselves a democracy when millions of people are without the basic things necessary to live a decent life, when more than 3 million people do not have running water, about 50% of the population do not have access to electricity, when we have an unemployment rate of 35%, where schools do not have doors and toilets, where people are still discriminated against based on the color of their skin and texture of their hair, where women are not treated equally than men. We blame the government, and the government is usually responsible for us being a failed state. But we fail to recognize our own contribution to the lack of progress. We are blind to the fact that our own inertia and passiveness are part of the problem. We are always looking at others to do something to bring about the change. But the fact of the matter is, change starts within ourselves. As individuals, we cannot make a big difference, but as a collective, we can bring about massive change. There is not a single human being who cannot contribute something. When you operate with your own circle of influence and work towards the improvement of the lives of every human being, you contribute to the overall objective, to create a society that is free and kind to all, the kind of society I want to live in. So for me, Human Rights Day is a reminder of my own role in ensuring that history does not repeat itself. It's a time to take stock and make an honest assessment of what we have achieved and to see where can we do better. We as IOPSA are not ignorant of what happened in the past. We are forward-focused and solution-focused, but we need to know where we come from to know where we are going. We recognize that we as a society can do and should be doing and creating a fair, free society, an equal society. My challenge to you today is to take stock of your own stance and contribution. Are you willing to learn from the past, to grow and to listen and to contribute? Are you willing to be a human rights torchbearer right there where you are, today and every other day, until we are all free? Thank you.